Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the jaw-dropping lifestyle of one of the most controversial figures to ever sit in the Oval Office, Donald J. Trump. From gold-covered penthouses to private jets and sprawling golf resorts, Trump didn't just bring politics to the White House, he brought his billionaire brand with him. Stick around as we uncover how he lived, spent, and ruled with the flair of a mogul, even while holding the most powerful office in the world. When Donald J. Trump took the oath of office on January 20, 2017, he didn't just become the 45th President of the United States. He brought with him the flair, controversy, and extravagance of a billionaire brand unlike any the White House had ever seen. Trump was not a career politician or a military general. He was a real estate tycoon, a media personality, and a global brand, and his time in the Oval Office reflected exactly that. While other presidents traded in their private lives for public service, Trump's presidency blurred the line between politics, power, and personal luxury. From flying in his gold-plated private jet to maintaining ownership of luxury properties during his term, Trump didn't give up the billionaire lifestyle. He brought it with him, to Washington and beyond. Here's a look inside the billionaire lifestyle of Donald Trump during his presidency, and how he reshaped the image of presidential power in the 21st century. 1. From Trump Tower to the White House. Before Trump ever stepped into the Oval Office, he was already living in a palace in the sky. His triplex penthouse at the top of Trump Tower in New York City was famously covered in gold, marble, and opulence. Inspired by Louis XIV's Versailles, the apartment was valued at over $100 million and reflected Trump's lifelong taste for grandeur. When he became president, many expected him to settle permanently in the White House. But that wasn't the case. Trump frequently split his time between Washington, Trump Tower in New York, and his private clubs, especially Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, which he dubbed the Winter White House. These luxurious retreats weren't just personal havens. They became hotspots for international diplomacy, political events, and even presidential decision-making. 2. Air Force One meets Trump. Force One. Before becoming president, Trump owned and regularly flew in his custom Boeing 757, famously dubbed Trump Force One. Outfitted with 24-karat gold seatbelt buckles, a private bedroom, and state-of-the-art entertainment systems, the plane symbolized his brand: big, bold, and unapologetically lavish. As president, he transitioned to Air Force One, but his obsession with presidential aircraft didn't stop there. He later spearheaded plans for a redesign of Air Force One, wanting to strip away the traditional blue and white Kennedy-era paint job and replace it with a bold red, white, and blue design, more in line with his personal aesthetic. Trump's travels also stood out. He took frequent trips to his golf courses and resorts, and Secret Service records showed hundreds of visits to Trump-owned properties during his presidency, something no president had ever done on that scale. 3. The Mar-a-Lago presidency. Perhaps nothing defined Trump's billionaire presidency like Mar-a-Lago. Originally built in the 1920s by serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post, Trump bought the sprawling estate in 1985 and transformed it into a private members-only club. During his presidency, Mar-a-Lago became a central hub of presidential activity. He hosted foreign leaders, including China's Xi Jinping and Japan's Shinzo Abe, at the estate, often surrounded by high-paying club members. The optics were striking. World affairs being discussed over lavish dinners, surrounded by chandeliers, gold leaf decor, and the Trump name on every wall. To critics, it was a conflict of interest. To supporters, it was the embodiment of Trump's promise to run the country like a business. Either way, the billionaire lifestyle was never on pause. 4. Golf courses, private clubs, and power networking. Trump owns or licenses his name to dozens of golf courses and private clubs around the world. During his presidency, he visited his golf properties over 280 times, including Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Trump Turnberry in Scotland. Though not during the presidency, these weren't just personal getaways. They were places where business leaders, politicians, and global influencers mingled behind closed doors. Trump often held informal meetings and events on the greens, fusing politics with leisure and luxury. 5. The presidential salary that didn't matter. During his time in office, Trump famously refused the presidential salary of $400,000 per year. Instead, he donated each quarter's salary to various government departments, including Veterans Affairs, the National Park Service, and the Department of Health and Human Services. This gesture was widely publicized and framed as a billionaire rejecting taxpayer money. But many pointed out that he continued to profit from Trump-branded properties, some of which saw increased business from political allies, campaign staff, and diplomats. In effect, Trump may have sacrificed a symbolic salary while maintaining business channels that benefited from his political power. 6. Security costs and the price of luxury. Living a billionaire lifestyle as president came at a cost for taxpayers. Secret Service protection had to scale up dramatically to cover Trump's frequent travel, his children, and their business activities. At one point, nearly 40 Secret Service agents were assigned to protect his family members, many of whom continued to run Trump Organization businesses during his presidency. Mar-a-Lago alone cost millions of dollars in security and travel expenses. Each trip required military aircraft, government vehicles, and advanced logistics to secure the property and surrounding area. Even Trump Tower in New York, which Melania Trump and their son Barron continued to live in during the early months of the presidency, required tens of millions in security reinforcements. 7. Family business still in motion. Unlike previous presidents who put their assets into blind trusts, Trump opted to retain ownership of the Trump Organization, though he handed over day-to-day management to his sons, Donald Jr. and Eric Trump. This meant that while he was leading the free world, his name continued to appear on buildings, hotels, and golf courses, and his business empire remained active, promoting, expanding, and operating with the global spotlight of the presidency. This unique situation led to multiple lawsuits and investigations regarding foreign emoluments, business conflicts, and ethics questions. But through it all, Trump maintained a firm grip on his brand, image, and real estate holdings. 8. Branding the presidency. Trump's billionaire lifestyle wasn't just about possessions, it was about marketing power. As a businessman, he understood the value of image and leverage. From personalized red baseball caps to luxury fundraising dinners, Trump used branding tools from the business world to transform his political image into a profitable and loyal movement. Even the White House itself, normally reserved and historically formal, became part of the Trump brand, hosting events with lavish decor, bold music, and stylized optics that resembled campaign rallies more than state functions. This wasn't politics as usual. It was political theater with a billionaire twist. Donald Trump's presidency wasn't just about politics, it was a 4-year collision of wealth, branding, and power. From gold-plated jets to private estates, luxury clubs, and branded golf carts, Trump never stopped being Trump, even in the White House. For better or worse, he reshaped what it means to be a modern president. He blurred the lines between business and governance, between personal wealth and national service. Love him or loathe him, one thing is undeniable: Donald Trump lived, and led, like a billionaire. Even when he was the most powerful public servant in the world. Trump didn't just change the presidency, he redefined what it looked like to live as a billionaire in public office. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at power, luxury, and politics, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives into the world's most powerful and wealthy figures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.